It definitely had a Star Wars sort
action.
The first thing I need to talk about is how could people online possibly be bitching about fucking MODOK? He's literally the epitome of attractiveness.
I don't know.
Okay, look, he's a stupid. Everything about him is stupid. They made him stupid and they made him funny. Like some of his bits were the funniest part in the old of the MCU, honestly.
Oh yeah. I loved him. But I don't have any.
And like the payoff for that from the first Ant-Man movie is literally. I mean, they didn't fucking plan that.
No, not at all. Definitely not.
I'm like, sequel trilogy. That's an instance where not planning actually pays off.
Yikes! Well, when you have decent writers,
Yikes. Well, actually, we should talk about the writer because the writer's a guy named Jeff Loveness who wrote for Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've never seen Rick and Morty.
I mean, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
I've never seen it, but he's also writing Kang Dynasty.
And it does kind of make sense now that you say that, but I will say there were a shit. I know it's a Marvel movie. There were a shitload of cliches.
Yeah.
It was pretty generic, like superhero movie kind of shit.
The dialogue was kind of flat.
Yeah, a lot of the dialogue was
flat, yeah.
pretty lame. Again, not that that's
But I shouldn't be noticing
that
it.
big of
I'm
a
not
deal.
usually sitting there thinking that watching.
Right.
But about the Rick and Morty, I think there's other Rick and Morty writers writing other stuff for Marvel right now, all because of the multiverse shit. I guess is why, because they think that's going to work out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if working on Rick and Morty is good credentials for working on the MCU, frankly. But I don't know. If he's the reason why MODOK is so amazing, then fine. MODOK, spoilers, but MODOK fucking died. With a better redemption than Kylo Ren.
That's true. Yeah, he did have a better character arc than most of the sequel characters.
Oh, well, we're skipping to the end. I mean, we should talk about the whole movie, but
yeah.
I mean, the beginning, we saw Kang's origin, which I thought. I mean, this movie is so set up for the fucking rest of the MCU.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we knew it was going to be because it's start of Phase 5.
Yeah.
But it kind of feels like they're fast tracking a little bit, which isn't really.
I'm fine with.
Really?
Yeah, I'm okay with like getting right. I thought this was kind of fucking slow sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed like there was a lot of weird, like filler that didn't need to be in there.
Like as far as in terms of just this movie, or is in the whole MCU? Like.
No, just this movie. I don't know. Maybe that's not true at all.
I don't know. It had a different vibe to me than most of the MCU. I mean, like I've read reviews online about the movie before we saw it, obviously.
So much of it felt like just completely ripped off from Star Wars.
1,500 Mos Eisley cantinas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of the aliens, I guess, even though they're not really aliens, but they looked like right out of Star Wars.
And even like the language they were speaking was like,
yeah. Which I do understand is hard to not copy Star Wars at this point, because when you're doing something with aliens, like what do you?
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna overlap, But the whole thing where the uprising of all the people,
the gladiator
and it was
woman,
like everybody shows up to help, and it was exactly the same as Episode 9.
Oh yeah,
it was exactly the same.
I thought we had a shot, but there's just too many of them.
But there are more of us, Poe. There are more of us.
I actually liked all of those characters, like the quantum realm people. Mm-hmm. The telepathic guy, is William Jackson Harper.
I don't know if any of them will come back, because see that annoys me, because I feel like there's.
You just want Viba or whatever his name was.
I mean, the little jelly bean amoeba guy was absolutely great, and the telepathic guy was great. The Australian frickin' Pixar lamp guy was great.
He was the guy from SpongeBob, the drill instructor.
Oh yeah.
No eating. sitting in my classroom.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever. I mean,
But I feel like they had all these really great little characters, and then they just didn't really do anything with them.
the biggest offense of that is Bill Murray. I mean, he was in one scene.
Yeah.
I think he died in that gunfight. No way.
Well, the octopus was
Oh, yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to
yeah.
eat him, but it just
The
threw
Raptor.
him. Yeah, exactly. More Star Wars.
It would have been better if it was Jeff Goldblum. You're right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is perfect time. Jeff Goldblum walks in. This is where he's been the whole time. This is why he wasn't in Thor.
It's so good. Like his peoples when they did the uprising, they banished him to the quantum realm. That'd have been so good.
There you go.
Damn, Jeff, you blew that.
Way to go.
And he was like, yeah, they sent a mechanized organism designed only for killing.
It's like, okay, that's a little on the nose, but all right.
There's a lot of on the nose stuff.
There was, oh my God. I hated for 90% of the movie where they don't tell you what's going on, and it's super slow exposition.
How many times was it like, it's him, and then they cut to the next scene?
Oh my God.
We're talking about him, next
It's
scene, the Conqueror,
so
next
annoying.
scene.
It's just
That happened like 20 times.
get on with it. And it's like,
That was bad.
Michelle Pfeiffer's whole character is just not telling them what, like, the basic story that she could have just told them.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of
I
like
hate that.
story writing.
Yeah.
Storytelling is when like characters reveal things at convenient times.
Oh
to
my
progress
God.
the story. But the thing about the him teasing, it only really works if you know about Kang.
Yeah.
Because if you're a Marvel, I mean, I don't know anything about Kang in the comics, but you know, if you do, I'm sure it builds up like you're anticipating him. But if you're just watching this movie with no knowledge of Kang,
Yeah.
and you
Like,
don't
I
know
knew-
if you know he was in the movie, then why do you care?
I knew he
You
was,
know?
and I knew he was in the movie, and I don't know anything about him other than from Loki.
Right.
And so I was
That's
like,
a totally different character, though, really.
yeah. But I was like, okay, I know who they're talking about, but it's like, it has no meaning to me whatsoever.
Right.
And they're making it out like it's this, he's this incredible, unbelievable character, and it's like, just, you can't.
I know, and just seeing like the only reason we're really led to believe he's bad, besides all the stuff that He Who Remains said in Loki, is Michelle Pfeiffer saw a vision of him killing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yes, I mean, he conquered the quantum realm, but it's not like, I mean, Thanos could have done that. I mean, it's not like him specifically was the only one who could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that being said, I mean, he was fantastic. I mean, I think Jonathan Majors was great.
Yes.
Oh.
No, it's not him. He played the part really well. His dialogue, he spoke so slowly and in
I'm a man
pieces.
At a time.
Just a man who's lost a lot of time, like you. But we can help each other with that.
And it just was like, can I get a complete sentence out of you, sir?
Yeah, I don't know if I guess that was an acting choice, but that was sort of similar to He Who Remains in Loki. But
Yeah.
Loki, he was much more jovial and sort of didn't really give a shit. I mean, Kang was much more about business.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Which I guess makes sense, because he, his character was supposed to be stuck there for how many...
Yeah, I mean, we
long?
don't really know. Like, obviously, they made Michelle Pfeiffer look younger in the flashback scenes. I don't know how long. I mean, probably at least 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, time doesn't matter to him.
Yeah,
right? But,
I know,
mean,
that's the other weird thing.
He kept saying, nobody understands time like me. It's like a cage. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, and I do think like they haven't really, like there's so much of his character and his story that they haven't revealed yet. Like it's gonna be really slow, because the whole movie I still don't know what his deal is until
Well,
like
that's the rest of this phase,
right.
phase 6.
But I don't know like why you don't know why he's a villain, like
That's true.
because they're like,
Well,
yeah, he killed people, but it's like he claims he's doing.
he's not a villain. He's the he's like the, he's the classic villain who thinks he's doing the right thing. I mean, maybe
well, that's
he
all
is.
villains.
I mean, the same thing with Thanos, but he and his variants broke time, right? And he's trying to fix that by killing
Killing all the variants.
I
right?
guess, yeah, I guess that's. But then why have the TVA? Like, because that was the whole point of the TVA. Unless there's going to be some big revelation in Loki
Well,
season 2.
I thought that.
They prune off the timelines you don't want. That's what they were doing in Loki.
Right.
And if he's going around massacring all these people,
So
all these worlds.
I don't know. Is the TVA meant to like be just keeping everything the way it's supposed to be, so he can do whatever he wants and destroy everything like all the other timelines?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like we just don't know enough about him yet. I mean, we're going to know that we're going to be jam-packed with all... I'm sure Kang is going to have a foothold in every single thing going forward, pretty much. So, until the Kang Dynasty in 2 years, which is insane to think about. This is why, I mean, we saw at the end of this movie the post-credit or the mid-credit scene with all the Kang variants. I mean, I don't know. I know the Pharaoh one is Rama Tut, and I don't know the other ones. But you know the story about who Kang is? I know vaguely.
No.
So his name is Nathaniel Richards.
Well, I mean, we saw the tiny little bit at the end.
He's Reed Richards' like great grandson from the 31st century.
Eons ago, before the TVA, a variant of myself lived on Earth in the 31st century.
And he was an inventor and a time traveler, and he... I know that's his origin in the comics, but I'm assuming they're doing the same thing. So when the Fantastic Four movie comes out next year, or 2 years from now, I think, maybe we'll understand a bit more about the character of Nathaniel Richards. I don't know, because they need to humanize Kang a little bit before I can really, because now he just I don't understand. There's like just a million of him around the world.
Yeah.
Not even around the world, around the multiverse, and they're just doing their own thing. But they're all like in cahoots, you know?
Yeah, he's the odd one out for some reason.
They exiled him, but yet that he was pretty easy to kill, you know?
Right.
That's a bit of
No, he's not dead.
You don't think he's dead?
No, I don't think he's dead.
I mean, if he's the big bad Kang, he can't be dead. But
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
They did say Kang will return.
Yeah, but they're all Kang. Well, he's the only one called Kang. They're all called something else.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, he got sucked into his core.
Yeah, but it's exactly the same thing as what happened
MODOK?
before. Yeah.
What if he comes back and he's MODOK now?
I mean, somebody's got to fill that role.
He's Kodak. Yeah, I don't know. I think the mid-credit scene, obviously, it was a big deal, but to me it felt kind of weird. I mean, they're all, again, if you don't know anything about Kang, it definitely falls flat.
Yeah.
And I only know a little bit about the character, and I barely held on to it. But I guess him in the Loki thing is another variant of him, Victor Timely.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happens. We can theorize about what happens to Loki.
Maybe that's the original him.
No, but the original him is from the future. The original one of him is from the 31st century. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to change that, but no, because they're not going to say, "Hey, there's this guy from the 19th century who fucking time traveled." They're going to set it up as it being a Kang variant, and I don't know what's going to happen in Loki, but I'm looking forward to that. Definitely does feel though like that they have a direction now.
Yeah.
Because obviously Phase 4 is very disjointed.
Yeah.
Maybe it went from no direction to it's so obvious where they're going, or like it's pretty obvious where they're going.
Yeah.
You know. Well, actually, that's not necessarily true because I still have no idea what they're going to do with Kang. I just know that he's going to be all of his boys, like and him, are going to be.
I guess that's the dynasty part of Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, exactly right.
What else?
I'm just thinking about MODOK. I like that he was like, I don't think that's the way in the comics. I don't think like he's like his sidekick.
What was the deal with his little arms and legs? It's just very odd that, like, I know that's the classic, you know, that was like his character design, but what would be the purpose of those?
Well, he doesn't really use them.
Right. So why are they there?
Well, what do you think? Kang's just going to snip him off?
Why not? Look what he did to him. He just turned him into a giant face.
But then it wouldn't. Well, Kang didn't do that. When he shrunk down into Quantum World the first time, when he was in the Hornet or the Yellow Jacket outfit, you saw him in the mask with like little hands, arms, and legs. That's what he became when he shrunk down the Quantum Realm. Like Kang didn't do that to him.
What was the scene with his ass where Kang?
Yeah, but he was already shaped like that. It's like Vader in the back to tank.
Oh. So the suit that he was in
was from Kang.
Was from Kang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So the scrumptious body shape was
The peak of evolution.
just a wonderful byproduct of his
Of the first Ant-Man movie.
Yeah. Okay. That was not Kang's direct.
No, you think
doing.
Kang would create? Even a person as powerful as Kang cannot envision something so hot.
I mean, I can dream.
I do like how Kang was like, oh, I don't know if I like it, but how Kang was like really like a bully to him.
Yeah.
Let's talk about more of the character. Let's talk about the newcomer, Catherine Newton, as Cassie Lang. I think, not to dig on the actress that played her in Endgame. I mean, she was in like one scene, but Catherine Newton is definitely a better fit for the character. She even looks kind of like the child actress.
Yeah.
who just played her. She's very good, and she had good chemistry with Paul Rudd, I think.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't.
Again, the dialogue was.
Yeah, it was more the dialogue than anything else.
We're getting Peanut.
And I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to try and act in these movies that are completely CGI.
Especially in this movie, like
nothing physical to act on.
when they were with the Revolutionaries the first time, and the siege first started, and you see them running.
Yeah.
and it's like,
Oh my God.
I
it's
could just
bad.
tell they're running. There's nothing around them.
They're in an empty
I
like.
know, and it's like I don't even know who to blame about that, because how could you possibly? I know they're doing previs.
Yeah.
It's like they map out the whole movie before they even film it.
Right.
But it must be impossible to deliver a performance like that.
There was quite a few times where they
that.
were running, and I don't know what it was, but they couldn't run.
I know.
human.
I know exactly what you mean.
It was so robotic the
I
way they
know.
were running. The scene where they were in the like refugee village, and
Drink the ooze.
right after that, when Kang attacks or the soldiers attack, and they start running around. If you watch
Yeah, I know.
the two of them running together, it's
And the way they're clever, because there's so much shit going on. Your eyes are like focusing on all the other.
Yeah,
like they're trying to.
yeah.
But then if you look at them, it's like.
Yeah.
But like you can't dog around. I mean, Catherine Newton's never been in a movie I don't think ever been like a big movie like this.
Dude, there's no.
I don't blame the actors. It's not the actors'
No,
fault.
there's no preparing or practicing for jogging
On
in
a
a
green screen.
giant empty sound stage.
Well, that's why that whole the motion, or what's it called? Is it called not motion? That new technology they have where they like with a giant screen that they use, where it's like they basically create a landscape, like they create the visual effect in camera. So the actors actually act on a mix of practical and digital sets. Volume, it's called Volume.
Okay.
They use it for The Mandalorian, use it for Love and Thunder. It's like basically a big screen and on the ceiling that wraps around the whole stage, and they project the landscape from the film.
Okay.
So that
All right.
so the actors
So at
are
least they can see.
right, but they can't do that for an
they're-
action scene
Right.
like that where everything is happening around them.
Yeah, they can't be just looking around like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Right. But it does. I mean, that's a thing that's going to be. It's probably going to end up being used in every film going forward. I mean, there's no deficit to it. Downside. It's all. It can only enhance an actor's performance, I think.
Yeah.
But that being said, Catherine Newton, I think, did a great job. Mm-hmm. I liked her charisma.
Yeah.
I even liked seeing her sort of learn how to use the Ant-Man suit.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. But I mean, other side characters like Hope and Hank and Janet were pretty one note, honestly.
Yeah.
Even though they had the three of them had their own, B plot, but I didn't really care.
Yeah. I think Hope felt the most useless in this movie.
Yeah, she did save him in the the probability storm.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That scene tripped me the fuck out.
Yep. That was very weird.
I mean, I liked it though. Darren, MODOK. What?
Oh my god.
I don't know if you the actor David Dastmalchian, he was Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
He's in the other two Ant-Man movies. He was Veep or Vleep, whatever the jelly guy.
Oh.
Your legs.
Oh, yeah.
That guy was fantastic. He was
Jelly
so
bean
good.
guy, yeah.
Hi, I'm VP. You just drank me.
He was... I did like that, too. I like the how they drink the thing and suddenly they can understand everyone. That's really cool.
You know what's
that was
funny?
a cool thing.
Catherine Newton actually spoiled that in an interview a couple weeks ago. She was like, "Oh, we drank this ooze."
Oh, so you have to drink something in order to kind of...
Just, it's goo.
It's goo.
It's like red goo. I got the red goo. You got the green goo?
I don't know.
Like straight up, and then we could understand everybody. And at the time, I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be like a quick moment."
Yeah.
Like, but it actually was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I like that they did it twice.
Yeah. It was
And
funny.
so that you had these two separate groups
Right.
going through it and
there's a bit
reacting
of
to...
a contrast there because it's a
Yeah.
huge ritual
Yeah.
with Paul Rudd, and then it's like they just
Meanwhile,
take a
it
shot.
was a shot at a
Yeah.
bar, yeah.
That is true. And the alien, that alien at the bar was straight out of Star Wars. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Then the one broccoli guy, who was broccoli.
Yeah, like that wasn't really funny, but that was like a cringy moment.
Holy, that guy looks like broccoli.
Yeah,
He's like, holy shit, there's a lot of cursing. You notice that?
well, I mean, there's the one part where he's splitting, and every single time he splits, he says, "What the hell?"
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people said shit. How about the ship that he drove with the
Oh, God, his hands must have been so pruned.
so pruny.
Ugh.
And I liked his 1v1 with MODOK.
You did?
Yeah, when MODOK was grabbing his ship.
Yeah, it was like half a second.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked that.
I mean, I
That
don't really
Michael
remember.
Douglas was actually kind of involved in an action sequence because he was just
Yeah.
walking around the entire film, and he shows up with an army of ants and kills Kang at the end.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he didn't kill Kang. That would have been awful if the ants killed Kang. At least, like, the fist fight. I mean, yeah, it's bare bones for the fact that it's Kang the Conqueror, but
Yeah.
I mean, he felt powerful even when he was just
Yeah.
fighting with his fists. Like,
Yeah.
like when he's kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like he beat
That
his
fight,
ass.
that fight scene was actually, that was really good.
It was pretty brutal for Marvel.
Yeah,
It was like
it felt
a,
very
like
real.
like a Captain America Civil War sort of.
Yeah,
Like-
it was very well done though.
Yeah, I think so. And you see how freaking Jonathan Majors is so jacked.
He's
it's insane.
massive.
I would not fight him. I'd turn to MODOK and fly away with my little ass.
But going back to the ants, like, where were they the entire time?
There was like 5 different scenes where Michael Douglas is like, I like ants. How many times did he say that? Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
That was kind of cringe.
No, but like, there were so many times where it was like, where are the ants? They'd be really helpful right now, and they just weren't there because obviously, if they were there, that doesn't help with plot driving.
Right. Well, I noticed when they were first all getting sucked into the quantum realm, the ants were like shrinking down, like they're using ant suit tech.
I thought that was because when you get sucked, you get...
Nah, but it was like the special effect though, like the ant suit.
Oh.
Because they were wearing like helmets
Yeah,
and stuff.
he said they had their own tech, and I...
Well, they developed their own civilization and built their
Yeah,
own technology. That was they experienced 1,000 years or something, like
which,
the hour
yeah,
they were there.
which I know was goofy, but I didn't really care.
Well, that's not as goofy as the fact that it's ants. I mean, the thing with time. I mean, like 5 hours in the quantum realm is 5 years in our world, right? So like they can fuck with time as much as they want.
Yeah.
That's probably not like the exact conversion because it probably varies depending on some stupid shit, but. It's the fact that these ants, who are intelligent enough to build a society. I mean, I know I was like noticing Michael Douglas's earpiece the whole time. I was like, is he wearing a hearing aid?
I thought it was a hearing aid, yeah.
But then I remember I was like, no, he had that in like the previous 2 Ant-Man films.
I genuinely thought, like, oh, does Michael Douglas actually need a hearing aid? Like,
Yeah, but they would have CGI'd that out though.
yeah, I guess.
They would have had it would have been completely green, and they would have
that's true.
CGI'd it out.
But then I was like, oh, does his character need a hearing aid? And then he was like, finally used it to...
Yeah, but then it's like,
oh, I was talking to the ants.
It's like I was picking up
Okay.
some sort of signal, and then like they show like a flashback of him
Yeah.
hearing a static. It's like what?
It's the ants mumbling.
Yeah, it's like Michelle Pfeiffer and Bill Murray got it on the quantum realm. And Michael Douglas was dating some woman named
That's
Linda for 2 dates. And nothing came of it.
It was 2 dates. Did he say
30
that?
years.
I don't remember
30
that.
years went by.
Maybe that was right at the beginning, and then he was like, okay, I'm
then he
done.
found the ants.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
They satisfied his needs.
That's why he likes ants.
That was literally all his dialogue. I like ants.
Oh, wait, do you remember when he sticks his hands into the ship, the controls for the first time? First of all, disgustingly sexual. And second of all, when he has his hands in and it's like not working, and
he has to put it all the way.
And he's like, you have to put your hands in all the way. The ship, like, you can tell the ship likes it when he goes all the way. It was terrible. Hated that.
That was a weird.
That was a Rick and Morty thing for sure.
Yo, that's so true. That
is
so
very
true.
Rick
Oh my
and
God, I
Morty.
didn't think of that.
Oh yeah, and like the buildings being alive,
They looked so weird.
they looked like. What the fuck did they look like?
I mean, I feel like the art design, the art direction of this movie was just go nuts because there's no like.
Yeah, there was no rhyme or reason to it.
there was no
Which-
specific aesthetic.
Like
they
on the
went
one
for.
hand, I get
I guess it was like an organic thing.
because
That's what
they were
doing.
like they probably just wanted it to be as random as possible, and it still ended up looking like Star Wars.
Well, like, in
but there was so much going on that it was actually obnoxious.
You think so?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, in reality, in like the micro world that actually exists, it's like crazy shit like that you can.
Oh
never
yeah.
imagine. But I mean, I don't know. We'll have to shrink down and find out someday. But I think it was a little bit of CGI noise.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was still cool. I mean,
I like to see stuff like that as far as just insane creativity with CGI and seeing what people come up with. But it gets to a point where it was nonstop a mess on the screen.
well, I mean, certainly during the action scenes.
Which,
like the
again,
finale, for
I
sure.
get it's on purpose, but
Yeah, I don't know. I was sort of expecting that. I mean,
yeah.
but like, I'm just thinking about the previous 2 Ant-Man films where like they're literally driving around San Francisco for the action scenes.
That's true. Yeah.
And here we're in this insane.
It is a massive departure.
It's a little jarring.
Yeah.
Even for I'm trying to think, like
Even
it's
for the MCU in general, it's a massive departure.
Kind of like Guardians, maybe. With
Yeah.
those sort of landscapes, but even then, there's nothing like
No.
like every single thing.
That's
is
what I mean. It's
alive.
It is overwhelming.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of felt whilst we were watching it, though, I was focusing more on the characters than I sort of just tuned away from I stopped caring about the quantum realm itself.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm actually invested. I kind of feel like I thought the whole movie was going to be like Kang's plot to get back, but like that happened in like the last quarter, and then the fight and it was over. Like Kang recruited Scott, and then
Yeah.
like 5 minutes went by, and then they were fighting, and it was over. It was like, you know, and you know what's
Yeah.
funny? In the first trailer, or one of the trailers, you see like his little device, his multiverse core, whatever, the thing that gets exploded. And then you see Scott looking up at the big one. And I literally predicted, I was like, he's going to have to shrink that down for Kang. That's exactly what happened.
Well, I mean, the whole fucking deal
I mean,
of the
it was-
movie is shrinking
I know,
and growing things.
I know, but like, I didn't think that was going to be, I don't know, I thought it was going to be like Kang keeping Scott alive and them like sort of both benefiting from each other. I thought it was going to be more of the movie, but I feel like that was just a little tiny bit of it. Like the whole movie was just like just leading up to Kang, and then we get the core.
It
and then it's
was
over.
them just kind of wandering around.
Yeah, that was
the
so
whole
much of it.
movie. Yeah.
And I feel like that was kind of, I would say it's wasted, but like Kang was in it a lot. It's not like
Was he though?
I feel like he was. I feel like I would notice if he wasn't in it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's just that he was very charismatic. So I feel like I remember him being in it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely does.
He has a great presence.
Yeah, he definitely takes over all the scenes that he's in, which he absolutely should. Yeah.
Again, I think Kang was. I mean, I'm going to be literally every single person on the internet is saying, "Oh, Kang's the best part of the movie." I mean, MODOK is best for the movie, but Kang's the second best part of the movie.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to compare apples to oranges like that, though. You there's MODOK is. You can't beat that. You just can't do it.
Well, I think the biggest takeaway and what's meant to be is that you're meant to look forward to the future of the MCU from this movie, and I think Kang is.
I think it's a great setup.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely interested to see what goes on with Kang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I was not before. I could not care less.
Well, that was the whole problem with Phase 4. Is like, what the hell's going on? Why
Yeah.
should I care? Why should I be invested?
Yeah.
But now, I'm a little bit more invested. I still don't know
Mm-hmm.
what he's going to do, but I'm like, okay, he's a threat.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, and I think there is a point to be. And obviously, the characters that were all introduced haphazardly in Phase 4, I shouldn't say haphazardly, but are now going to be coming together to fight Kang.
Yeah.
So it'll be an interesting cocktail of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're gonna see it in the next 2 years. It's not gonna be like, you know, the Infinity Saga where it's over 12 years or whatever. So the payoff will be pretty quick. I think I got MODOK's ass again.
It was just so.
What, MODOK's ass?
Yeah, it was a little baby.
No, he was a fully grown head.
Ugh. You pulled him out of some goo.
What do you think the other side looks like?
Ugh. Smooth. He's a face.
He's such a dick, though.
Yeah, it all went into his face.
So his face is a scrotum.
May as well be.
Or maybe the top of his head. That'd be he's bald. Imagine the top of his head was like a bell end.
I'd encase him in a metal suit too if that were.
But let's just leave the top open.
No.
I liked when Cassie slid underneath him. I thought she was like go up inside him and like.
Oh no. Mm-mm. No, this is a PG-13 movie.
So that was the whole. That could have been the play off because everybody was like, "Hey, Ant-Man should have
Just going up
shrunk into
Thanos' ass. Yeah.
Go on MODOK's ass. It's hotter than you could have possibly imagined." Check.
It's too small. Can't get in there. Even when you're.
His entire body is an ass. If you think about it, he's all head, he's all ass, he's all everything.
Not really.
He's just one mass.
Well, he's just kind of a head, and then there's just sort of the little.
How do you know he's not hollow?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just sort of the little cheeks are just sort of like glued on there.
Glued.
They are. It's just kind
Pin
of
the
there.
ass on the MODOK.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think he was submerged in? Jello?
There's a lot of goo in this movie. They like goo. That is another Rick and Morty
He
thing.
drank goo. Yeah, it's like a fetish.
That is definitely a fetish for them.
A goo fetish.
They like goo. It's probably just like the
He's
shock
medicated?
factor of it, where it's like a visual fart joke.
Yeah, a little grotesque.
Yeah.
The ending was really weird. Like when he's walking and he's like narrating it. He's like, maybe I could have just doomed the whole universe, you know? And it's like,
Well, that's what I thought too the whole time where I'm trying to figure out Kang's character. I'm like, he's doing this because he's trying to fix something he said. So it's like, is he actually preventing the death of
and he even
way
said that
more people when
world,
he kills people?
Our world would not be hurt. he
Right.
said. Unless he was just saying that to bait Janet. It's
Yeah.
possible. But even if he does know how it ends, then isn't his death part of the thing? You know, it's like, it's like he was always meant to die, or always meant to, whatever happened was meant to happen, you know? Yeah, it's like this
Yeah.
cycle that you can't,
But
it's like a paradox.
I think
you know?
it comes back to Loki, where they have the timelines branching.
Right.
So I guess he's trying to
But
prevent
he
that.
said he did that. Remember? Because when he was talking to, was it Janice? Oh,
Well,
no.
he caused all of the branching
Okay.
time,
And then
like the
TV
other timelines, though.
Well, he fucked it up in the beginning, and then maybe that's why he established TVA. Everything was in order, and then Loki fucks it up again.
No, but it was still fucked up,
What do you mean? Like fucked up before, like with the TVA?
regardless of Loki. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but it was
that's
branching.
that's his whole thing in this movie is he's trying to get back to wherever to keep
that's
doing whatever he wants to do.
I don't know. Loki season 2 comes out in just a couple months, I think, or maybe in July, I think. Same time around the first season came out. But I don't know. It looks like they're going to the 1800s.
Yeah, that little scene at the end there, the post-credit scene I was like, oh, it's BioShock.
Yeah. I know. This is a good sign though, because I keep thinking about what I want to see more. I want to know more. You know, that's a good thing.
Yeah.